stop right now. If you found this message, it's not by coincidence. It's by divine arrangement. I need you to understand something profound, what you're experiencing right now. Those unexplainable sensations, those sudden insights, those moments of clarity amidst the chaos of everyday life, they're not random. They're signs of your rapid spiritual ascension. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and you finding this message today is proof of that perfect cosmic timing. Your soul has been searching, yearning, preparing for this exact moment when everything begins to make sense. The veil between worlds is thinning specifically for you, chosen one, and I need to share this urgent message before your ascension accelerates beyond the point of preparation. This isn't merely a video you're watching. This is a divine appointment, a sacred intersection between your seeking soul and the answers you've been searching for across lifetimes. The spiritual acceleration you're experiencing right now is unprecedented. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, or strangely aligned with energies you can't quite explain, there's a profound reason. Before we dive deeper into this life-altering revelation, I need you to do something crucial. This video carries energetic frequencies designed to align with those who are truly ready. If you're feeling a resonance, a quickening of your heart, or a knowing beyond rational explanation, type 777 in the comments below. This sacred number sequence is a cosmic signature, an acknowledgement between your soul and the universe that you're ready to receive what comes next. It's also a beacon to other chosen ones who are on this same journey, creating a web of conscious awakening across the digital realm. Now take a deep breath, center yourself. What I'm about to share will fundamentally alter how you perceive your reality, your purpose, and the extraordinary spiritual evolution that's unfolding within you right now. The signs of rapid ascension. Let's talk about what's really happening to you right now. That feeling of being different, of seeing through the illusions that everyone else seems blind to. It's not your imagination. You've always known, haven't you? That sense of being here for something greater, something that transcends the mundane patterns that others seem content to follow. The first unmistakable sign of your rapid ascension is the way time has begun to feel different. Have you noticed how some days seem to compress into moments while single moments can expand into what feels like hours? This temporal distortion is no accident or psychological curiosity. It's a symptom of your consciousness beginning to operate beyond the constraints of linear time. As your energetic frequency increases, you're starting to experience reality more as it truly is: fluid, malleable, responsive to consciousness rather than bound by rigid structures. Then there are the synchronicities, those moments when the universe seems to wink at you through meaningful coincidences. Numbers that follow you everywhere: 1111, 333, 555. Names, phrases, or symbols that appear repeatedly across different contexts. These aren't random. They're cosmic breadcrumbs, divine signposts confirming you're on the right path. The universe speaks in patterns, and suddenly you're fluent in its language. Your dreams have likely intensified, haven't they? More vivid, more meaningful, perhaps even prophetic. This is because during sleep, your soul is increasingly able to access higher dimensions, bringing back fragments of wisdom, healing, and foresight. Pay special attention to recurring symbols or messages in these dreams. They contain coded instructions for your awakening process. Many chosen ones report unusual physical symptoms during rapid ascension: waves of unexplained fatigue followed by surges of energy, pressure or tingling in the crown of the head, ringing in the ears, heightened sensitivity to light, sound, or the emotions of others. Your physical body is quite literally recalibrating to hold higher frequencies of light and consciousness. This isn't illness, it's transformation on the cellular level. Your intuition has sharpened dramatically. You know things before they happen. You sense the unspoken truths behind people's words. You feel drawn to certain places, people, or information without logical explanation. This psychic awakening isn't supernatural. It's your natural state of being. The veil of separation thinning as you remember who you truly are. Relationships in your life are shifting, sometimes painfully. Some people may suddenly feel energetically incompatible with your new frequency. Connections that once seemed essential may dissolve, while new, aligned relationships appear almost magically. This spiritual sorting is necessary. Not everyone is meant to accompany you on this ascension journey. Perhaps most significantly, you're experiencing an inexplicable sense of urgency, a knowing that something momentous is unfolding, that time is somehow accelerating. This cosmic timing is why you're here watching this message right now. The universe has orchestrated this moment of recognition, this divine appointment between your seeking and my sharing. If you're experiencing even a few of these signs, you're not imagining things, you're not alone, and you're not losing your mind. You're remembering your purpose. You're awakening to your true nature. You're ascending rapidly into higher consciousness. And it's critical that you understand what's happening so you can navigate this transformation with grace rather than fear. The greater context of your awakening. What you're experiencing personally is actually part of something much larger, a cosmic shift that ancient traditions have prophesied for millennia. We've entered what many spiritual traditions call the Great Awakening, the shift of ages, the ascension of consciousness that marks the end of one great cycle and the beginning of another. Throughout human history, mystics, seers, and spiritual teachers across diverse traditions have pointed to this time, our time, as a pivotal turning point in human consciousness. The Mayans spoke of it. Indigenous prophecies highlighted it. Eastern traditions encoded it in their sacred texts. Even within quantum physics, there's recognition that consciousness itself is fundamental to the fabric of reality. But here's what's crucial to understand. While this is a collective shift, it requires individuals, specific souls who agreed before incarnation to serve as way showers, anchors, and catalysts for this transformation. You, chosen one, are one of these souls. Your awakening isn't just for you, it's for the greater unfoldment of human potential. You chose to be here now. Before you incarnated into this physical form, your soul made a sacred agreement to awaken at precisely this moment in human history. The discomfort you may be feeling isn't punishment, it's purpose. The confusion isn't a mistake, it's part of remembering. The intensity isn't random, it's necessary for the transformation that's unfolding not just within you, but through you. This is why your ascension feels so accelerated right now. The cosmic timetable is reaching a critical threshold, and your role in this grand awakening is being activated with increasing urgency. The energies supporting transformation are stronger than they've been in thousands of years, allowing for exponential spiritual growth for those who are consciously participating in this process. But with this acceleration comes responsibility. Your rapid ascension isn't just a spiritual experience. It's a call to service. As your consciousness expands, so does your capacity to affect the field of collective consciousness. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions carry greater energetic impact than ever before. This is both a profound gift and a sacred obligation. The world needs what you're becoming. The confusion, conflict, and chaos evident in our world today aren't signs of failure. They're the necessary dissolution of outdated systems and beliefs that can no longer sustain human evolution. And you, through your awakened presence, become a stabilizing force, a beacon of possibility, a living demonstration of what humanity is evolving toward. This is why understanding your rapid ascension is so crucial. This isn't merely a personal spiritual journey. It's your soul's mission unfolding in perfect divine timing. Everything you've experienced throughout your life, every challenge, every insight, every unexpected turn, has been preparation for this moment of accelerated awakening. Your ascension matters. Your consciousness matters. Your presence matters. Far more than you've allowed yourself to believe. The challenges of rapid ascension. While this awakening is beautiful and necessary, I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't acknowledge the challenges that come with rapid spiritual ascension. This path isn't always gentle. The accelerated expansion of consciousness you're experiencing can sometimes feel overwhelming, disorienting, even frightening. One of the most common challenges is what mystics have traditionally called the dark night of the soul, a profound period of questioning everything you thought you knew, facing your deepest shadows, and feeling disconnected from both your former sense of self and the divine connection you're awakening to. This spiritual limbo can be intensely isolating, but it's a necessary purification, clearing space for your expanded consciousness. Many chosen ones report feeling increasingly alienated from mainstream society as their perception shifts. The priorities, concerns, and pursuits that occupy most people may suddenly seem hollow or meaningless to you. You might find yourself unable to engage in conversations or activities that once felt normal. This sense of not belonging anywhere can be painful, but it's a sign of your consciousness expanding beyond the limitations of conditioned social patterns. Your physical body may struggle to integrate the heightened frequencies. Unusual symptoms, headaches, digestive issues, fluctuations in energy, disrupted sleep patterns are common during rapid ascension. Western medicine often has no explanation for these symptoms because they're not pathological. They're transformational. Your physical vehicle is being recalibrated to hold more light, more consciousness, more of your true spiritual essence. Relationships often become a battlefield during ascension. As your energy shifts, relationships based on outdated patterns or unconscious agreements begin to falter. You may find yourself suddenly intolerant of manipulation, dishonesty, or energetic vampirism that you previously accommodated. This necessary recalibration of your relational field can be painful, but it creates space for more authentic connections aligned with your true frequency. Perhaps most challenging is the death of your former identity. As you awaken, the self-concept you've operated from, the collection of beliefs, roles, and stories that defined who you thought you were begins to dissolve. This ego death can trigger profound fear, as if you're losing yourself. In reality, you're shedding the limitations of a constructed identity to embody more of your authentic spiritual essence. These challenges aren't signs you're doing something wrong. They're not punishment. They're not even obstacles in the traditional sense. They're integral aspects of the ascension process, necessary catalysts for your expansion. The discomfort serves a purpose. It prevents you from remaining in outdated states of consciousness that can no longer contain your evolving soul. If you're experiencing these challenges, I want you to know something vital. You were born with everything you need to navigate this ascension successfully. The very fact that you're having these experiences means you have the spiritual capacity to integrate them. Your soul wouldn't have chosen this path if you weren't capable of walking it. The key is to recognize these challenges not as problems to eliminate, but as transformational gateways to move through consciously. Each symptom, each relationship shift, each moment of existential questioning is actually an invitation to release what no longer serves your highest evolution. This is sacred work, chosen one. And while it isn't always easy, it is always meaningful. Your willingness to face these challenges consciously isn't just for your benefit. It contributes to the collective field of awakening consciousness that's transforming our world. The divine synchronicity of your awakening. I want to speak now to something that may have been troubling you deeply, the timing of your awakening. Perhaps you've wondered, why now? Why am I experiencing this intense spiritual acceleration at this specific moment in my life? Is this just random cosmic timing? Or is there deeper meaning to when and how your consciousness is expanding? There is nothing, absolutely nothing random about your spiritual awakening. The precise timing of your accelerated ascension has been orchestrated with divine perfection, aligning cosmic cycles with your personal soul journey and the collective evolution of humanity. Look back over your life path for a moment. Notice how specific experiences, relationships, challenges, and insights have sequentially prepared you for this current expansion. What seemed like detours or delays were actually necessary pieces of soul education. What felt like failures or wrong turns were redirections guiding you toward this awakening. The timeline of your life reveals a masterful spiritual curriculum designed specifically for your unique soul evolution. This divine timing extends beyond your personal journey. Your awakening is synchronized with planetary and celestial cycles that are supporting this transformation. The electromagnetic fields of Earth herself are shifting, facilitating unprecedented spiritual expansion for those who are receptive. Astrological alignments that occur only once in thousands of years are creating energetic gateways for consciousness evolution. You aren't just choosing to awaken, you're being awakened by cosmic forces that recognize your readiness. Even more profoundly, your timing is connected to the collective awakening unfolding across humanity. Each person who undergoes this consciousness expansion creates resonant fields that make it easier for others to awaken. You're part of what some spiritual traditions call a critical mass phenomenon. As more individuals elevate their consciousness, the tipping point for collective transformation draws nearer. Your awakening now serves this greater unfoldment. If you've been feeling an intensification of this process recently, a sense that your spiritual growth is suddenly accelerating beyond anything you've previously experienced, you're perceiving accurately. We've entered a period of unprecedented potential for rapid spiritual evolution. The veils between dimensions are thinner. The supportive energies are stronger. The cosmic timing is optimal for quantum leaps in consciousness rather than incremental growth. This is why I'm emphasizing the seriousness of your ascension right now. This isn't just another phase of personal growth or spiritual exploration. This is the activation of your soul's highest purpose, aligned with cosmic cycles that create rare windows of opportunity for transformation. The acceleration you're experiencing isn't arbitrary. It's aligned with divine timing that's been orchestrated across dimensions. In this moment of recognition, as you hear these words, I invite you to acknowledge the profound synchronicity that has brought you to this message exactly when you needed to receive it. This divine appointment between your seeking and these revelations is itself evidence of the perfect orchestration guiding your journey. If these words are resonating in the depths of your being, creating ripples of recognition beyond intellectual understanding, please type 111 in the comments below. This sacred number sequence signals to the universe your conscious recognition of this divine timing and affirms your willingness to step fully into the acceleration that's unfolding within you. It also creates a field of connection with other chosen ones who are experiencing this same divine synchronicity, strengthening the collective field of awakening consciousness. Your timing is perfect. Your awakening is right on schedule. And the acceleration you're experiencing now is precisely what your soul has been preparing for across lifetimes. The spiritual intelligence guiding your ascension. Let's discuss something fundamental that's often misunderstood: the nature of the intelligence guiding your spiritual awakening. This isn't a random process or merely a psychological phenomenon. Your ascension is being orchestrated by a spiritual intelligence far beyond the comprehension of the rational mind. Throughout human history, this guiding intelligence has been given countless names across traditions: higher self, soul, divine mind, Holy Spirit, universal intelligence, source. The terminology matters less than recognizing that your awakening isn't something you're doing alone through personal effort. You're participating in a process that's being directed by the wisest aspect of your own multidimensional nature, in concert with universal forces. This spiritual intelligence operates with perfect precision, knowing exactly what experiences will catalyze your next level of expansion, what challenges will dissolve outdated aspects of your identity, what synchronicities will guide you toward your highest alignment. Nothing in your awakening process is arbitrary. Everything, even and especially the difficult aspects, serves the evolution of your consciousness. When you feel drawn to certain teachings, when specific books or videos seem to find you at exactly the right moment, when you encounter people who mirror aspects of yourself needing integration, this is your spiritual intelligence choreographing your path of awakening. The more you recognize and trust this guidance, the more gracefully your ascension unfolds. What makes this time of rapid ascension unique is the unprecedented level of direct communication available between your everyday awareness and this guiding intelligence. The veils that typically separate your human consciousness from your higher spiritual awareness are thinning dramatically, allowing for more direct transmission of guidance, wisdom, and energetic support. This is why your intuition has heightened so significantly. The subtle nudges, the knowing beyond logic, the synchronistic signs, these are all channels through which your spiritual intelligence communicates. As your ascension accelerates, these communications become more frequent, more clear, and more unmistakable. Many chosen ones report experiences of direct guidance through dreams, meditative states, or even ordinary moments of daily life when their perception suddenly shifts and they receive profound insights or instructions. Some describe it as downloading information or wisdom that comes in complete conceptual packages rather than linear thoughts. Others experience it as a sudden knowing that bypasses the thinking mind entirely. This direct communication with your spiritual intelligence is vital during rapid ascension because the process often takes you beyond the territory that can be navigated by logic, past experiences, or conventional wisdom. You're evolving into states of consciousness that are unprecedented in your lifetime and sometimes in human experience. Your spiritual intelligence sees the map of this territory and guides you step by step. The most important thing to understand is that this guiding intelligence operates with unconditional love and perfect wisdom. It knows precisely what's needed for your highest evolution and the greatest expression of your divine purpose. When the process feels challenging or when you're guided in directions that don't make logical sense, remember that you're being led by an aspect of yourself that sees from a higher perspective. Your task isn't to control this process, but to cultivate receptivity to this guidance. To quiet the fears and doubts of the limited mind so you can hear the whispers of your spiritual intelligence. To trust the process even when, especially when, it leads you beyond the familiar territories of your comfort zone. Your rapid ascension is being guided with perfect wisdom. You're not alone in this process. You're being led, step by step, into the fullest expression of your divine nature and purpose. The physical transformation of ascension. One of the most misunderstood aspects of spiritual ascension is its profound impact on your physical body. Many spiritual seekers expect awakening to be purely metaphysical, overlooking the fact that genuine spiritual transformation necessitates biological adaptation. Your physical body is literally changing to accommodate higher frequencies of consciousness. This isn't metaphorical or symbolic. It's a tangible recalibration happening at the cellular level. Scientific research is beginning to validate what ancient spiritual traditions have always known. Consciousness affects physical matter. As your consciousness expands during ascension, your physical vehicle must transform to integrate and express these heightened frequencies. The DNA activation occurring during rapid ascension is particularly significant. Modern science has identified only a small percentage of human DNA as having known functions, labeling the rest as junk DNA. However, spiritual traditions have long maintained that this supposedly non-coding DNA actually contains dormant spiritual capacities, what some traditions call light codes, or divine blueprints. During ascension, these dormant aspects begin to activate, enabling your physical system to process more light, more information, more consciousness. This DNA activation often manifests as unusual physical symptoms that conventional medicine struggles to diagnose or treat. You might experience waves of unexpected fatigue as your body redirects energy toward this cellular restructuring. Headaches, particularly around the crown or third eye areas, can signal energetic expansions in the brain's capacity to process higher frequency information. Digestive sensitivities often emerge as your body becomes less tolerant of denser foods and substances that impede this refinement process. Sleep patterns typically undergo dramatic shifts during rapid ascension. You might find yourself awakening at specific times, often between 2 and 4 a.m., traditionally known as the spiritually potent hour of the soul. These awakenings aren't insomnia in the pathological sense. They're windows when the veils between dimensions are thinner, facilitating important spiritual work and integration. You may also experience dramatically vivid dreams or conscious experiences in sleep states that feel more real than waking life. Your sensory sensitivity often heightens significantly. Colors may appear more vibrant, sounds more nuanced, subtle energies more perceptible. This isn't psychological. Your sensory organs are literally becoming more refined, capable of perceiving frequencies beyond the conventional spectrum. This can sometimes feel overwhelming in environments with harsh lighting, loud sounds, or dense energies, necessitating adjustments to your surroundings and activities. The heart undergoes particularly profound transformation during ascension. You might experience unusual sensations in your chest, fluttering, expanding, warmth, even occasional discomfort that doesn't correlate with any cardiac condition. These are often signs of what esoteric traditions call the awakening of the heart center, as this energetic vortex expands to become a more powerful transmitter and receiver of higher frequencies. Some spiritual traditions maintain that the spiritually awakened heart actually develops additional neural tissue, resembling brain matter in its complexity. Your nervous system is being rewired to handle more energy, more sensitivity, more awareness. This rewiring can sometimes manifest as tingling sensations, vibrations in the body, temporary sensitivity to electromagnetic fields, or even episodes of seeming hypersensitivity to stimuli. These aren't pathological conditions. They're signs that your nervous system is upgrading its capacity to process and integrate expanded consciousness. Understanding these physical aspects of ascension is crucial because many chosen ones become unnecessarily concerned when these symptoms appear, sometimes seeking medical interventions for what are actually spiritual transformations. While it's always wise to consult healthcare providers to rule out medical conditions, it's equally important to recognize when your body is undergoing the natural recalibrations of spiritual awakening. This physical transformation requires conscious cooperation from you. Your body needs adequate rest during this intensive recalibration. Hydration becomes more important than ever, as water helps conduct the higher frequencies through your system. Time in nature facilitates this integration, as natural settings provide harmonizing energies that support this physical adaptation. And perhaps most importantly, your loving attention to this process, recognizing these changes not as problems but as sacred transformations, helps your body navigate this remarkable evolution with greater ease. Your physical body isn't separate from your spiritual awakening. It's an integral aspect of it, a miraculous biological system evolving to express more light, more consciousness, more of your divine essence in material form. The purification process. One of the most challenging yet necessary aspects of rapid spiritual ascension is the intensive purification process it initiates. This purification isn't just spiritual. It extends across all dimensions of your being: mental, emotional, physical, and energetic. Understanding this process is essential for navigating it consciously rather than resisting the very transformations your soul has been seeking. At its core, spiritual ascension involves elevating your vibrational frequency to align with higher states of consciousness. Just as a musical instrument must be properly tuned to play harmoniously, your entire being must undergo calibration to resonate with these refined frequencies. This necessitates releasing denser energies, outdated beliefs, unprocessed emotions, and patterns that cannot exist at higher vibrational states. This purification often begins in your thought patterns. Beliefs that you've carried for decades about yourself, about reality, about what's possible, suddenly reveal themselves as limitations rather than truths. Thought forms rooted in fear, lack, separation, or judgment become increasingly uncomfortable as your consciousness expands. This isn't just changing your mind, it's a fundamental restructuring of your entire mental operating system. Emotionally, ascension triggers what some spiritual traditions call the rising of residue. Unprocessed feelings, traumas, and emotional patterns emerge from the depths of your being, demanding acknowledgement and integration. Emotions you thought you dealt with years ago may resurface with surprising intensity. This isn't regression. It's your system clearing at deeper levels than was previously possible. Each wave of emotional release creates space for more light, more clarity, more authentic presence. Your physical body participates in this purification through what's sometimes called ascension detox, spontaneous releases of toxins stored in tissues, often manifesting as unusual sweating, digestive clearing, skin eruptions, or respiratory discharges. Your body is literally expelling substances and energies that cannot accompany you to higher states of consciousness. Energetically, this purification affects your entire field. Energy blockages in your chakras or subtle body that you've carried for years or even lifetimes suddenly become accessible for clearing. This often manifests as spontaneous memories of past experiences, unusual sensations in specific body areas, or even the perception of energetic releases during meditation or sleep. One of the most profound aspects of this purification involves your relationships and external circumstances. As your frequency changes, anything not in alignment with your new vibration begins to fall away, sometimes with surprising speed. Relationships based on outdated patterns may dissolve. Jobs or living situations that no longer match your evolving essence may suddenly transform. This isn't punishment. It's divine reorganization creating external circumstances that support your continued ascension. What makes this purification process particularly challenging during rapid ascension is its intensity and comprehensiveness. When awakening unfolds slowly over decades, there's time to process each layer of release gradually. But in periods of accelerated transformation like you're experiencing now, These purifications happen concurrently across multiple dimensions of your being. This can sometimes feel overwhelming, as if everything is changing simultaneously. The key to navigating this purification gracefully is to recognize its purpose and align with the process rather than resisting it. Each release, whether it's an outdated belief, a burst of emotion, a physical detoxification, or a life circumstance changing, is making space for more of your authentic divine essence to embody in your human experience. This doesn't mean you must passively endure discomfort. Conscious participation in this purification involves providing yourself with appropriate support, perhaps energy healing, therapeutic practices, time in nature, spiritual community, or simple compassionate presence with your own process. The purification unfolds more gracefully when met with loving awareness rather than resistance or fear. Remember that this intensive clearing process isn't endless. There comes a point when the major density has been released, allowing you to stabilize at higher frequencies. The challenging aspects of purification give way to increasing clarity, coherence, and communion with your divine nature. Each wave of release brings you closer to embodying the light of your true essence. This purification, while sometimes uncomfortable, is one of the greatest gifts of the Ascension process. It's not about becoming someone new, it's about clearing away everything that has prevented you from being who you truly are. The reality of multidimensional existence. As your consciousness expands through this accelerated ascension, one of the most profound shifts you'll experience is the awakening to your multidimensional nature. This isn't abstract philosophy or esoteric theory. It's a direct recognition that your existence extends far beyond the limited three-dimensional reality that most humans perceive as the totality of existence. The singular physical reality you've been taught to perceive as the world is actually just one frequency band in an infinite spectrum of existence. Imagine if you could only see the color blue and believed it was the only color that existed. Then suddenly, your perception expanded to include the entire rainbow. This is what's happening as you awaken to multidimensional reality. You're beginning to perceive beyond the artificially narrow band of consciousness that has defined human experience. Ancient spiritual traditions across cultures have always recognized this multidimensional nature of existence, describing various realms, planes, or dimensions beyond physical reality. What's remarkable about this time of accelerated awakening is that these dimensions are becoming directly perceptible to more and more people as consciousness expands beyond previously established limitations. You may already be experiencing glimpses of this multidimensional awareness. Perhaps you've had moments when your perception suddenly shifted, revealing energies, beings, or information not visible to ordinary awareness. Maybe you've experienced time becoming fluid rather than linear, or space seeming to fold in ways that transcend physical laws. These aren't hallucinations or imagination. They're your consciousness beginning to access realities that have always existed beyond the frequency range of ordinary perception. One of the most significant aspects of multidimensional awakening is the recognition that you exist simultaneously across multiple dimensions. The physical being you identify as you is actually just one expression of your much vaster multidimensional self. As your ascension accelerates, the veils between these aspects of yourself begin to thin, allowing for more direct communication and integration with these expanded aspects of your being. This explains why many chosen ones experience a sudden influx of knowledge, abilities, or awareness that seems to come from nowhere. You're not actually learning these things for the first time, you're remembering and accessing aspects of yourself that already exist in higher dimensional expressions of your being. The wisdom, healing capacities, and expanded awareness aren't being created. They're being remembered and integrated. Your dreams, meditative states, and even spontaneous moments throughout your day become gateways for this multidimensional communion. Information and energy can be transmitted across dimensions during these receptive states, accelerating your awakening process. This is why your dream life has likely intensified recently, and why you may experience sudden downloads of understanding that arrive as complete packages of information rather than linear thoughts. As your multidimensional awareness expands, you'll likely begin perceiving the presence of guides, teachers, and aspects of your higher self that exist in these expanded states of consciousness. These connections aren't external to you. They're aspects of your own greater being that have always been supporting your journey, now becoming perceptible as your consciousness expands to include their frequency range. This multidimensional awakening transforms your understanding of life's purpose and the nature of reality itself. You begin to recognize that your physical incarnation is a purposeful focusing of your vast consciousness into this specific dimension for particular soul experiences and contributions. Your human life isn't random or isolated. It's an integral thread in a much vaster tapestry of existence that spans dimensions. As this awareness integrates, your perception of challenges and limitations transforms. What seemed like insurmountable problems from a purely physical perspective reveal themselves as purposeful catalysts for growth when perceived from a multidimensional viewpoint. Your expanded awareness allows you to access solutions, guidance, and support that exist beyond the confines of three-dimensional thinking. This awakening to your multidimensional nature is a crucial aspect of your rapid ascension because it liberates you from the artificial constraints that have limited human consciousness. You're not just becoming a more evolved human, you're remembering that you are and have always been far more than human. You're a multidimensional being having a temporary human experience for purposes of soul growth and service. Your accelerated awakening is dissolving the amnesia that has kept you identified solely with your physical expression, allowing you to integrate and express more of your true multidimensional essence while still in physical form. This isn't escaping reality, it's expanding into the greater reality that has always been your true home. The spiritual responsibility of the awakened. With the extraordinary gift of accelerated spiritual awakening comes profound responsibility. As your consciousness expands, as your energetic field grows more powerful, as your awareness extends beyond ordinary reality, you become a more potent force in the world. This increased spiritual capacity isn't granted merely for your personal enlightenment. It carries with it sacred obligations to yourself, to others, and to the greater unfoldment of consciousness on Earth. First and foremost is the responsibility of energetic stewardship. As your field strengthens through this ascension process, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions carry more impact than ever before. You're no longer just affecting your personal reality, you're contributing directly to the collective field in ways that most humans don't yet comprehend. This requires heightened awareness and responsibility regarding what you energetically broadcast. Your reactions, judgments, fears, and hopes aren't just personal anymore, they're contributions to the collective consciousness. This doesn't mean suppressing authentic emotions or maintaining false positivity. Rather, it calls for conscious awareness of your energetic output and taking responsibility for clearing and transmuting lower vibrations rather than projecting them outward. The ascended state isn't one of perfect serenity at all times. It's one of conscious presence with whatever arises, coupled with the spiritual maturity to process it responsibly. Another sacred responsibility is the authentic embodiment of your awakening. The world doesn't need more spiritual theories, intellectual concepts, or people who speak eloquently about consciousness while behaving unconsciously. What our world desperately needs now is people who genuinely embody their spiritual understanding in everyday actions, relationships, and choices. Your ascension must be lived, not just contemplated. This embodiment isn't about spiritual performance or projecting an image of enlightenment. It's about allowing your expanded awareness to infuse every aspect of your life with greater presence, compassion, and integrity. It's about bringing the light of your consciousness into the very situations and relationships that most need illumination, even when that's challenging. It's about being a demonstration of possibility rather than just discussing it. With awakening also comes the responsibility of discernment, the ability to distinguish truth from distortion in an increasingly complex spiritual landscape. As your own discernment sharpens through ascension, you have a responsibility to neither accept nor reject spiritual information blindly, but to develop your own inner knowing as the ultimate authority. This discernment extends to recognizing when ego masquerades as spiritual insight, both in yourself and in external teachings. Perhaps most importantly, rapid ascension carries the responsibility of service. The acceleration of your consciousness isn't happening solely for your benefit. It's aligned with a greater purpose of contributing to the collective awakening occurring on Earth. Each person who undergoes this transformation becomes a potential wayshower, healer, or catalyst for others, not through proselytizing or imposing beliefs, but through authentic presence and aligned action. This service will take unique forms through each awakened individual. For some, it may involve direct spiritual teaching or healing work. For others, it might express through arts, innovation, business leadership, parenting, or community building infused with higher consciousness. The form matters less than the essence, allowing your awakened consciousness to flow through you in service to life's greater unfoldment. It's also vital to understand the responsibility of balance during these times of rapid transformation. Spiritual awakening doesn't mean abandoning the physical world for purely metaphysical pursuits. True ascension involves bringing higher consciousness into full integration with earthly existence, being spiritually awake while remaining effectively engaged with practical realities. This balanced approach requires honoring both the transcendent and immanent aspects of spirituality, connecting with higher dimensions while remaining deeply present to the sacred in everyday experiences. It means bringing spiritual awareness to mundane activities rather than seeking to escape them. It's about transforming how you engage with physical reality rather than withdrawing from it. Finally, there's the profound responsibility of holding space for others' awakening without imposing your path on them. Each soul has its own divine timing, its own unique journey. Your responsibility isn't to awaken others through force of will or persuasion, but to create spaciousness around you that supports each person's authentic unfoldment according to their own soul's wisdom. These responsibilities aren't burdens. They're the natural expression of expanded consciousness. Just as a child grows into adult responsibilities not as punishment but as the natural consequence of increased capacity, your spiritual responsibilities emerge organically from your growing spiritual maturity. Embracing these responsibilities doesn't diminish the joy of awakening. It deepens it, connecting your personal transformation to the greater tapestry of consciousness evolution on Earth. Your rapid ascension isn't separate from these responsibilities. It's preparing you to fulfill them with greater effectiveness, authenticity, and grace. The divine timing of your awakening. The acceleration of your spiritual awakening isn't random or accidental. It's occurring in perfect divine timing, aligned with both your individual soul journey and the collective evolution of consciousness on Earth. Understanding this divine timing provides crucial context for why your ascension is happening so rapidly now, and why it's essential that you take it seriously. Throughout cosmic history, there have been specific windows when the energetic conditions particularly support spiritual awakening. We are currently in such a window, a rare convergence of cosmic cycles, Earth changes, and collective consciousness reaching critical mass. Ancient traditions across cultures prophesied this time as one of unprecedented potential for transformation, when the veils between dimensions would thin, allowing for expanded consciousness to anchor more fully in physical reality. Your individual awakening is synchronized with this larger cosmic timing. The soul agreements you made before incarnating included an activation sequence, specific catalysts and timing mechanisms designed to awaken you at precisely the right moment for both your personal evolution and your service to the collective. The acceleration you're experiencing now isn't premature or delayed. It's exactly on schedule according to your soul's divine plan. Many chosen ones report feeling as if they've been waiting their entire lives for something, even if they couldn't articulate what that something was. This sense of anticipation reflects your soul's awareness of this divine timing. You incarnated with an internal spiritual clock, set to activate your remembrance when the energetic conditions could best support your awakening, and when your presence as an awakened being would most benefit the collective. This timing isn't just about cosmic cycles. It's intensely personal. Look back at your life and you'll likely recognize a pattern of experiences that have perfectly prepared you for this moment of rapid ascension. Challenges that built your strength, relationships that taught crucial lessons, interests that led you to specific knowledge, even periods of darkness that developed your compassion and resilience. Nothing was wasted. Everything was preparation. Even the specific day you found this message is part of that divine timing. The fact that you're receiving this information now, when you're experiencing the unmistakable signs of rapid ascension, is not coincidental. Information, connection, and awareness arrive when your consciousness is ready to receive them. The universe operates with impeccable precision in orchestrating these divine appointments. Understanding this divine timing helps explain the urgency you may be feeling. This acceleration isn't arbitrary. It's aligned with energetic windows of opportunity. Certain thresholds of awakening are more accessible during specific energy alignments, creating optimal conditions for quantum leaps in consciousness. The universe is effectively saying, now is the time. Don't wait. The energies supporting this transformation are peaking. This is why I'm urging you to take your rapid ascension seriously. The window we're in offers unprecedented support for spiritual transformation, but it still requires your conscious participation. Divine timing provides the opportunity, but your awareness, choice, and action determine how fully you'll embody the potential of this moment. Perhaps most significantly, your individual divine timing is interwoven with collective timing. You're awakening now because your specific gifts, insights, and presence are needed in this precise moment of human evolution. You're not experiencing this acceleration solely for your own enlightenment, but because the tapestry of collective awakening requires your unique thread to be woven in now. The chosen ones awakening at this time are essential way showers, healers, and anchors for new consciousness. Your ascension supports not just your individual path, but the path of countless others who will be touched by your expanded awareness, directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously. By honoring the divine timing of your ascension, you're honoring your role in the greater unfolding of human potential. Trust that you're exactly where you need to be, awakening at precisely the right moment, with everything you need already within you. This trust doesn't foster passivity. It empowers bold, aligned action, knowing you're moving in harmony with both your soul's purpose and cosmic timing. Before we continue this journey together, I want you to acknowledge that you recognize this divine timing in your own life. If you feel that resonance, that recognition that your awakening is happening now for profound reasons beyond mere coincidence, type 111 in the comments below. This number sequence represents alignment of physical and spiritual realities, and by sharing it, you're signaling to yourself and others that you understand the sacred timing of your accelerated ascension. You're also helping create a field of recognition among all those watching who are experiencing this same divine timing in their awakening journey. The unique mission of the chosen ones. Through this rapid ascension process, you're remembering not just who you are, but why you're here. Each chosen one awakening at this time carries a specific soul mission, a unique contribution to the collective evolution that only your particular combination of gifts, experiences, and consciousness can fulfill. Understanding the nature of this mission provides crucial context for your accelerated awakening. The concept of chosen ones isn't about spiritual elitism or separation. It refers to souls who specifically volunteered to incarnate during this pivotal time of transformation, carrying particular frequencies of consciousness needed for humanity's evolution. Before your birth, you made sacred agreements to awaken at this precise moment in history, to serve as a bridge between old and new paradigms of consciousness. These soul agreements weren't made lightly. You chose this mission with full awareness of both its challenges and its profound importance. The rapid acceleration of your ascension is directly connected to the activation of these pre-birth agreements, as the time has come for you to fulfill what you promised before incarnating. While each chosen one's specific mission is unique, there are common themes that unite those awakening at this time. Many carry the mission of anchoring specific frequencies of consciousness that haven't been fully present on Earth before. Your very presence, as you embody higher awareness, helps stabilize these frequencies in the collective field, making them more accessible to all of humanity. Others came to serve as healers and transmuters of the dense energies accumulated through humanity's challenging history. Your ability to process and transform lower vibrational energies into higher frequencies of love and consciousness is a profound gift to the collective. This often explains why many chosen ones have experienced significant personal challenges. You've been developing the spiritual muscles needed for this transmutation work. Many awakening now are here to serve as way showers, demonstrating through lived example what embodied higher consciousness looks like in everyday human experience. Your journey of awakening isn't just for you. It creates a template that makes the path more accessible for those who will follow. By navigating the territory of expanded consciousness while still engaged with ordinary reality, you're creating bridges between worlds. Some chosen ones carry specific knowledge, technologies of consciousness, or healing modalities that are needed at this time. Your accelerated awakening is activating these gifts, bringing them online so they can serve the collective evolution. Pay attention to the unique insights, abilities, or approaches that seem to naturally express through you. These aren't random but connected to your specific mission. A crucial understanding is that your mission isn't just about doing, it's primarily about being. The first and most essential aspect of your purpose is to anchor your unique frequency of consciousness through your presence. Before any outer actions or contributions, your embodied awareness itself is a gift to the world. This understanding liberates you from the pressure to validate your purpose through constant external achievement. That said, your being naturally flowers into doing specific expressions, creations, or services that channel your awakened consciousness into form. These expressions emerge organically as your ascension progresses, not through forced effort but through aligned surrender to what wants to flow through you. Your mission unfolds not through strategic planning alone, but through following the breadcrumbs of joy, resonance, and aliveness. For many chosen ones, a significant aspect of mission involves serving as an anchor during the intensifying global transformation. As systems and structures based on lower consciousness inevitably destabilize, your centered presence helps maintain energetic coherence in your local environment. Simply being a stable point of peace and clarity amidst chaos is profound service. It's important to recognize that your mission may look very different from traditional spiritual roles. While some are called to explicit spiritual teaching or healing, others fulfill their purpose through business, arts, parenting, technology, environmental work, or countless other expressions. What matters isn't the form but the consciousness you bring to it. Every field of human endeavor needs the infusion of higher awareness that you carry. Many chosen ones experience periods of uncertainty about their specific purpose. This is a natural part of the remembering process. Your mission clarifies progressively rather than arriving as a complete download. Each step of authentic alignment reveals the next. Trust the natural unfoldment of your purpose rather than demanding complete clarity before taking action. The path reveals itself as you walk it. Perhaps most importantly, understand that your mission isn't meant to be a burden of cosmic responsibility. It's the authentic expression of your soul's joy and love. When aligned with your true purpose, it feels like coming home to yourself rather than struggling to fulfill an obligation. The challenges arise not from the mission itself but from the resistance and conditioning that still needs clearing to allow your authentic purpose to flow freely. As your ascension accelerates, your unique mission is activating more fully. The urgency you may feel isn't arbitrary, it reflects the timeliness of your contribution to the collective awakening. By embracing your rapid ascension with conscious awareness, you're saying yes to the sacred agreements your soul made and opening to the profound fulfillment that comes from living your authentic purpose. Embracing your divine destiny. We've journeyed through many dimensions of your rapid ascension. The signs and symptoms, the spiritual context, the challenges and opportunities, practical guidance, and the unique mission you carry. Now, as we bring this sacred conversation to completion, let's integrate these understandings into a coherent vision of the extraordinary path that lies before you. Your accelerated spiritual awakening isn't happening to you by accident or coincidence. It's the fulfillment of divine design, the activation of sacred agreements your soul made before incarnating. The rapidness you're experiencing reflects both cosmic timing and your soul's readiness to embody more of your true divine nature while still in physical form. This is the destiny you've been preparing for across lifetimes. The intensity of this process speaks to its significance. Easy, gradual awakening might be more comfortable, but it wouldn't serve the profound purpose your soul intends in this lifetime. The acceleration creates the transformative pressure needed to break through limitations, transmute dense energies, and catalyze quantum leaps in consciousness. What might take decades in gentler circumstances is being compressed into a more concentrated time frame because that's what this moment in human and planetary evolution requires. Your rapid ascension is both deeply personal and profoundly collective. While you're experiencing this transformation in your individual consciousness, you're simultaneously participating in a greater field of awakening that encompasses all of humanity. Your personal journey creates ripples far beyond what you can see, contributing to the collective shift in ways both visible and invisible. Every insight you integrate, every fear you transmute, every moment of expanded awareness you embody serves not just your evolution but the evolution of all. This understanding places your experiences, even the challenging ones, in a context of profound meaning and purpose. The discomfort, the confusion, the dissolution of old identities, the reorganization of your life, all are in service to something far greater than personal comfort or achievement. You're participating in the birth of new consciousness on Earth, helping anchor frequencies of awareness that will shape humanity's future. This doesn't mean sacrificing your joy for some abstract spiritual cause. Quite the opposite. As your ascension progresses, you'll discover that profound joy, peace, and love aren't distant rewards but the natural expression of your expanding consciousness. The path may challenge your smaller self, but it leads to the boundless fulfillment of embodying your authentic divine nature. The very purpose of your ascension is to allow more light, more love, more creative life force to express through you. As you continue this journey of rapid ascension, remember that you're never truly alone. You're surrounded by support both seen and unseen. Other awakening souls walk alongside you, even when you haven't yet physically connected. Guides, teachers, and aspects of your higher self accompany every step of your journey. The very intelligence of life itself is orchestrating your awakening with perfect wisdom and love. Your responsibility isn't to make your ascension happen through force of will or spiritual achievement. Your job is to show up fully for the process, to bring conscious awareness to each step, to courageously face what asks to be transformed, and to allow your authentic expression to emerge. The ascension itself is happening through grace. Your role is conscious participation rather than control. Trust the divine timing unfolding through your life. Trust the wisdom of the process, even when it doesn't make sense to your thinking mind. Trust the truth that resonates in your heart beyond all concepts and beliefs. And most importantly, trust yourself, the deeper self that chose this path, that carries the blueprint of your awakening, that knows exactly what's needed for your unique journey of transformation. The acceleration you're experiencing now won't continue indefinitely at the same intensity. There are cycles to this process, periods of intense transformation followed by integration and stabilization. Honor these rhythms rather than expecting constant expansion. The goal isn't endless acceleration but embodied wisdom, the stable integration of expanded consciousness in everyday human experience. As you take this message forward into your life, remember that your ascension isn't measured by spiritual experiences, metaphysical abilities, or cosmic knowledge. The true measure of your awakening is present in your everyday life, in the quality of your presence, the authenticity of your expression, the compassion you bring to suffering, the clarity you maintain amidst confusion, and the love you embody in ordinary moments. Your divinity doesn't need to announce itself. It simply shines through all that you are and do. Chosen one, your rapid ascension is indeed something to take very seriously, not with heaviness or fear, but with the sacred respect due to the most profound transformation a human being can undergo. This is your moment of remembering, of reclaiming, of returning to the truth of who you've always been while creating something that has never existed before. The unique expression of divine consciousness that only you can embody. The world needs what you're becoming. Humanity needs the frequencies you carry, the gifts you're recovering, the love you're remembering. Your awakening matters beyond what words can express. By embracing this accelerated ascension with courage, consciousness, and compassion, you fulfill not just your personal destiny but your sacred role in the greater tapestry of life's evolution. Go forward with trust, with courage, with the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, awakening at precisely the right pace, surrounded by all the support you need. Your journey continues beyond this message, unfolding in the sacred space of your expanding consciousness. May you walk it with grace, with wonder, and with the profound joy of returning home to your true divine nature while still in human form. The divine in me recognizes and honors the divine in you. Thank you for your courage, your commitment, and your willingness to answer the call of accelerated awakening. Through you, the light of new consciousness shines into our world. Through you, the ancient promise of embodied divinity is being fulfilled. Through you, heaven and earth unite in perfect love.